The Emergency Health Services branch is the section of the Ontario Ministry of Health responsible for ambulance services throughout the province. The safety of paramedics, patients, and passengers is a key responsibility in our mandate. In recent years, innovations in vehicle and stretcher design have dramatically reduced the lifting demands placed on paramedics. Transport incubators, however, were not addressed by these design improvements. Paramedics were potentially exposed to difficult two-person lifts due to some incubators' extreme weight and upright compact design. Difficulty in achieving both proper positioning and correct body mechanics have become a concern. While we have temporarily addressed this concern by recommending additional personnel assist with incubator lifts, this solution is not always practical. In conjunction with a number of Ontario's neonatal care units and biomedical engineers, we have developed an incubator adapter deck to help reduce some of these lifting concerns. The deck is a platform similar to that of a portable stretcher to which a transport incubator can be permanently fastened. The adapter deck is universal in design, enabling the continued use of all commercial transport incubators, including Level 3 neonatal intensive care transport incubators. The incubator adapter deck is designed for ease of transfer to and securement on the mainline stretchers presently in use by ambulance services. The adapter deck can also fit in the same loading and securing configuration as a number 9 portable stretcher. When the incubator and adapter deck are carried on a 35A load assist stretcher, low lifts from the ground are eliminated. To assist in-hospital storage and maneuverability, the deck is equipped with detachable legs and wheels. These legs are removed when the incubator deck is transported on an ambulance stretcher. A carrying bag is provided to store the legs while in transit to another facility. These carrying bags also contain 2 supplemental restraint straps. There are many advantages provided by the new incubator adapter deck. It allows the use of correct body mechanics during transfer of the incubator to the stretcher.
Ready, set, up.
It eliminates low lifts from the ground when the 35A load assist stretcher is used. It simplifies the safe securement of the incubator within the ambulance or aircraft. It reduces the number of out-of-service vehicles that occur with incubator transfers because the main stretcher is not left behind. As well as providing a larger work area, the adapter deck also allows the securement of all accompanying support equipment, which, in turn, improves the safety of the neonatal team members, and paramedics. Follow these steps to use the incubator adapter deck with the 35A load assist stretcher. When the incubator is ready for ambulance transportation, prepare the stretcher by removing the pillow, linen, and any equipment. Remove the CPR board if it is stored under the mattress. Store and secure this equipment in the ambulance. Keep the stretcher straps secured across the mattress and ensure there are no loose straps hanging over the side of the stretcher. If space precludes moving the stretcher into the nursery, the incubator deck may be wheeled out into a more spacious transfer area. Avoid transferring the incubator deck in a cold environment in order to protect the neonate from any unnecessary heat loss. Set the 35A stretcher height at one level lower than the incubator adapter deck height and lower the side rails. Wheel the 35A load assist stretcher under the deck from either end. Ensure the adapter deck is positioned on the stretcher to allow unrestricted access to the incubator when it is loaded into the ambulance. With a paramedic at each end of the 35A stretcher and ensuring proper alignment, pull the foot end elevation release and lift the 35A until the incubator adapter deck wheels lift off the floor. Transport height should be at levels 5 or 6 on the 35A load assist stretcher. Lock the stretcher at this height and confirm the elevation is securely latched. Unclip and withdraw the safety straps around the top of each leg assembly. Pull the leg assembly outward from the incubator deck. Store leg assemblies in the carrying pouch provided. Ensure the carrying pouch accompanies the incubator at all times. Begin to secure the incubator deck to the stretcher by looping each of the 4 safety straps through the main stretcher frame. The close quarters associated with the foot end mechanics of the 35A stretcher will necessitate putting the strap around the main stretcher frame forward of the shock position mechanism. Raise the side rails and clip each of the 4 hook and D-ring combinations together. Make sure the straps are tightened evenly to avoid pulling the adapter deck down on one side. Do not connect hooks to the rearmost D-rings on the sides of the adapter deck. These are used later for attaching supplemental restraint straps after being loaded on board the ambulance. Before moving towards the ambulance, ensure the 35A stretcher is no higher than level 6. Higher levels are used for loading and unloading only. There should never be less than 2 paramedics in contact with the stretcher-incubator combination at all times during movement. Ensure the leg carrying pouch accompanies the incubator deck.
Ready, set, lift.
At the ambulance, adjust the height of the stretcher-incubator combination to a loading height of 7 or 8. Load in the usual manner. Once locked in place inside the ambulance, further secure the incubator deck by attaching the 2 incubator retention straps located in the leg carrying pouch. Attach the end of one strap to the incubator deck's rearmost D-ring on the left side. Attach the other end to the floor-mounted tie-down bracket or floor ring on the left side. Attach the end of the second strap to the rearmost D-ring on the right side of the incubator deck. Attach the other end to the right side floor-mounted tie-down bracket or floor ring. It is helpful to place the restraint straps to allow paramedics to pull the slack end towards them. Pull both strap ends tight for maximum effectiveness. Following the direction of the accompanying medical staff, connect the power plug to the vehicle's 12-volt outlet. Ensure power is being delivered to the incubator. If required, connect the vehicle's oxygen system to the incubator's oxygen line, utilizing the wall outlet. This may require the removal of the ambulance's oxygen regulator. Prior to departure, ensure wheel storage bag, equipment, staff, and crew are safely secured. Upon arrival at the destination hospital, remove the 2 supplemental restraint straps and place the straps back into the leg bag. Under direction from the accompanying medical staff, disconnect the oxygen from the onboard wall outlet. Also, unplug the 12-volt incubator plug and secure all cables and high-pressure tubing before unloading. Unload the 35A incubator combination in the usual manner. Lower the stretcher to level 5 or 6 if needed and move safely to the neonatal care unit. Once in the neonatal unit, undo the 4 safety straps securing the incubator deck to the 35A. Remove the wheel and leg assembly from the carrying bag. Note that there are different configurations for the head and foot ends of the incubator adapter deck. Insert the 4 leg and wheel assemblies into their receptacles on the adapter sides, ensuring the pins are fully inserted. Loop each of the 4 safety straps around the wheel assembly handles. Clip each strap onto the D-ring and pull the slack tight. The safety straps prevent accidental separation of the leg assembly from the adapter deck. Always ensure these straps are in place and the leg assemblies are secure prior to lowering the stretcher. With a paramedic at each end of the stretcher, carefully lower the stretcher until the incubator adapter deck's leg assemblies support the incubator frame. Continue to lower the stretcher so it can be safely removed from under the adapter deck. Lift the stretcher to transport height. The incubator adapter deck allows for the continued use of conventional transport incubators in Ontario's land and air ambulances. When used in conjunction with the 35A load assist stretcher, the full down-up lift is reduced. Remember, when working with incubators, always solicit lifting assistance if possible, and ensure all safety straps are utilized properly at all times. There are a number of situations where incubator adapter decks are transported by air ambulance aircraft. When working around an aircraft, all air ambulance medical crew members should be familiar with their own aircraft's loading and securement procedures as per the Flight Operations Manual. All land ambulance EMA paramedics must follow the directions of the air ambulance crew at all times when working around an aircraft. Land EMA paramedics must not approach an aircraft unless directed to do so by the pilots or air ambulance medical crew members. The primary stretcher system found on all dedicated fixed-wing air ambulances is the LifePort aerosled. The aerosled minimizes lift requirements by using a stretcher slider and loading ramp, which is especially useful when transferring heavy loads. When loading the adapter deck into and out of a dedicated fixed-wing aircraft with a LifePort aerosled loading ramp, follow the appropriate procedures as stated in the Emergency Health Services Lifting Training Program for Emergency Medical Attendants as developed in cooperation with Emergency Health Services, and use a 4-person lift. The flight crew members will prepare the loading ramp. That is, they will connect the loading ramp to the aerosled base and position the stretcher slider into the aircraft doorway. They will secure the seatbelt harness straps on top of the stretcher slider, ensuring there are no loose straps hanging over the side, and position the stretcher slider on the loading ramp. And they will lower the loading ramp to the inclined position. The land ambulance crew will, under the direction of the flight crew, transfer the leg-carrying bag and all other accompanying equipment to one of the air ambulance medical crew members for loading onto the aircraft. Unload the 35A stretcher with the adapter deck and move them toward the aircraft. Position the 35A stretcher with the adapter deck at the end of the loading ramp to ensure that the 35A is lowered to a height just below the loading ramp. Ensure the 35A stretcher is as close as possible to the loading ramp to reduce the distance required to carry the adapter deck. Also, ensure the 4 safety straps are disconnected from the D-rings and placed on the adapter deck. The land and air ambulance crew members will position themselves at each corner of the adapter deck so that one flight crew member is at each corner of the head end of the adapter deck, and one air ambulance and one land ambulance EMA paramedic are at each corner of the foot end of the adapter deck, and the other air ambulance medical crew member remains in the aircraft to operate the stretcher slider mechanism once the adapter deck is secured. They will lift the adapter deck off the 35A stretcher in unison while following the lifting count of the air ambulance crew member at the foot end of the incubator.
Gentlemen, lift on 3, 1.
Place the head of the adapter deck onto the stretcher slider, ensuring the wheels of the adapter deck make contact with the stretcher slider. Push the adapter deck up the slider until the foot pins line up with their corresponding foot pin holes on the stretcher slider. All crew members are reminded, never release their grip from the adapter deck until it is safely secured on the stretcher slider. The flight crew will then apply the supplemental restraint strap. Pass the attached strap under the stretcher slider, ensuring the strap does not interfere with the stretcher slider mechanism. Connect the strap to the corresponding D-ring and then pull it tight. Loop the 2 foot-end restraint straps through the corresponding holes on the stretcher slider and secure them to the D-ring. Raise the loading ramp and the stretcher slider to the horizontal position. The air ambulance medical crew member inside the aircraft will secure the 2 head-end straps. Slide the adapter deck on the stretcher slider along the loading ramp into the aircraft to the aerosled base and secure it in the locked position. Connect the incubator's oxygen and power supply cord to their corresponding outlets in the aircraft under the direction of the hospital medical escort. Confirm with the medical escort that the aircraft's oxygen and power systems are supplying the incubator properly. The pilot in command, who is ultimately responsible for the securement of the adapter deck in the aircraft, will remove the loading ramp from the aerosled base, secure the loading ramp in the aircraft storage compartment, ensure the aircraft cabin contents are secured, the adapter deck and incubator are secured on the stretcher slider, and the slider is in the locked position. When unloading the adapter deck from the aerosled, the air ambulance medical crew member, under direction of the hospital medical escort, will disconnect the oxygen and power cord from their outlets in the aircraft. The flight crew members will remove the loading ramp from the aircraft storage compartment, Connect the loading ramp to the aerosled base, leaving it in the horizontal position. Slide the adapter deck and stretcher slider onto the loading ramp protruding through the aircraft doorway, ensuring that no loose straps hang over the side of the stretcher slider. Take hold of the loading ramp and lower it to the incline position, ensuring that the flight crew members take hold of the loading ramp and not the adapter deck. Secure the strap on top of the adapter deck and remove the supplemental restraint strap from under the stretcher slider. Disconnect the two foot-end restraint straps while the air ambulance medical crew member inside the aircraft disconnects the head-end restraint. The land EMA paramedics prepare the 35A stretcher in the usual manner. Put both side rails of the 35A stretcher up so they act as a reference guide for placing the adapter deck evenly on the mattress. Lower the 35A to a height just below that of the loading ramp. They will position themselves and the 35A at the end of the loading ramp so that the 35A stretcher is as close as possible to the loading ramp in order to reduce the distance required to carry the adapter deck. The land and air ambulance crew members will be positioned in the same manner as when loading the adapter deck, so that one flight crew member is at each corner of the head end of the adapter deck, and one land ambulance EMA paramedic and one air ambulance medical crew member are at each corner of the foot end of the adapter deck. The other air ambulance medical crew member remains in the aircraft to operate the stretcher slider mechanism containing the adapter deck once the slider is released from the locked position. Lift the foot end of the adapter deck so the foot pegs come out of their corresponding holes in the stretcher slider. Slowly roll the adapter deck down the loading ramp. The flight crew members will lift the head end of the adapter deck. Then, all 4 crew members will lift the adapter deck onto the 35A stretcher. The adapter deck will be positioned and secured onto the 35A in the usual manner. The land EMA paramedics will secure the 35A adapter deck within the land ambulance. The air ambulance medical crew member will transfer the leg bag, accompanying medical equipment, and baggage to one of the land EMA paramedics for storage in the land ambulance. Connect the incubator's oxygen and power cord to their corresponding outlets in the land ambulance vehicle. In the event a land ambulance crew is not present, continue, if possible, to conduct a 4-person lift by utilizing an appropriate helper. When necessary, follow the procedures stated in the participant's guide developed by Emergency Health Services for the number 30 stretcher utilizing untrained helpers. If an appropriate helper is not available, you may have to conduct a 3-person lift. In this case, one of the air ambulance medical crew members will position him or herself at the foot end of the adapter deck. Angle the 35A stretcher to the ramp, thus reducing the amount of lifting required. Then follow the same guidelines for the 4-person lift.